Welcome back to today's video. Today we're gonna continue painting this Pink Floyd hat that was requested. This hat in particular is very flimsy and not really fun to work with. So if you plan on painting a hat, I suggest investing more than $1 in your hat. I got this one from Dollar Tree. And it's very thin, which will be very comfortable, especially when, getting really sweaty, working real hard and stuff. But for me working on it, it's very difficult. Just like yesterday, I'm only using normal acrylic paint. I'm not using any fabric paint. I do prefer using fabric paint, but I don't have that much, so this is perfectly fine. This works just as well. And I'm using a very thin brush that I know won't fray, or like the bristles won't spread as I'm putting any pressure. And I'm not putting much pressure down at all. I'm being very, very careful. I'm getting just a little bit, like a little dot of paint on the tip of the brush, and then I'm just going until it runs out, and then I'm just barely dipping the brush again. Cleaning the brush frequently will help keep your lines very, very clean. If you don't clean it frequently enough, there will be some like little balls of paint that get stuck here and there on the brush, and then as you're brushing down a straight line or around a curve or something, it might catch on the fabric and make a little wonky shape coming out of the side of your stroke. I don't know how to describe it. It'll look weird, but be careful. It would be a very smart idea for you to sketch out on a piece of paper how you're going to do this, especially if you have a limited amount of space on your little canvas that you're working on. I should have done that because I didn't realize how big I was writing and how small the hat was going around to the back. Also, my camera ran out of time just there. Sorry about that. I deleted some things, came back, and luckily I stopped when I did, so I didn't finish this whole thing without it being recorded. Go back to the spacing. Sketch it out first, and then if you have a little like chalk stick, maybe a little piece of chalk or something, sketch it out on your work as well, because chalk can come off very easily. You can just wipe it off and it won't be there anymore. That way you can get proper spacing without your letters getting like smaller at the end if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing, where you would start out with like bigger letters and then like get smaller and smaller and smaller as you get closer to the end. Luckily I was writing 2 words, so I just put the other word a little bit higher above it so they would overlap, and it ended up looking really good. I was very happy with it. Like I said earlier, this hat was really, really flimsy and very hard to work with. Some of my letters ended up being slanted. It's not too distracting or anything in the final product, luckily, but that's just a coincidence. I got lucky. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing so that that does not happen, because it can mess up your illustration depending on what you're doing. Luckily not in this case. If your canvas has a seam in it, be very, very careful going over this, because your paint could like skip over the seam if it dips in, or it could get too much paint in a certain spot where you don't want it if it overlaps or something. So just barely touch your work, be very, very light, be very careful. I think that's about it for what I need to say about this video. I think I've covered all the little tips that I can think of. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or on any of my social media pages. I will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. I hope this video helped you get an idea of what project you want to do, and maybe it answers some questions if you're in the middle of a project and you get stuck on something. Share your progress with me on one of my social media pages. My main page is Facebook, and I would love to see your work and share your work. If you were okay with sharing it with me, I would love that. Tomorrow's video will be something different. I won't do this hat again. There's still one more part of the hat that I need to do, but I'll do that on my own time. Also, there's only a few more days on my special offer over on Patreon. If you would like to support my craft and you want to keep seeing these videos, you can help me by helping me afford new supplies so that I can make some new things. It won't just be painting and crocheting, and that's about all I've done so far. I will draw you a custom caricature for your social media profile photos. I hope you're having a great day, and happy painting!